Well, congratulations on making the all-challenge team, Eric.
Thank you.
What changed when they went up 9 in the second half? It was like 14:52 left, and all of a sudden, it's just like somebody flipped a switch.
Honestly, I don't really like to take accolades or anything, but I noticed that we were kind of down in a slump, and I just kept trying to talk to my guys, like, just keep attacking, because we felt that they couldn't really guard us on the bounce. So eventually, if we kept, knocking on that door, that it'll actually come down. And then that's what happened. We just kept attacking, and then luck kind of struck. We started making shots, and before you know it, we cut the lead down and kind of got the crowd into it. And one thing led into another.
Every now and then, and maybe it's early to say this, but every now and then hit a little bit of a scoring lull collectively and everything. But it seems like this year there are more lulls than outright droughts that can go on and on and on. Do you think, your weapons and maturity and what's coming together to kind of close those those gaps?
I would just say it's a process. I think we still got like a lot of new guys who are just trying to fit in, and still just trying to gel. I always harp on like it's a process. So I just feel like it's still early. We're kind of still a new team, even though we got a lot of people back. But I think that's when you see like some like the droughts and some of just like the miscommunications and stuff like that. But I think through time, once guys start to get a feel for each other, I think that'll stop that, if I answered that right.
Sure. Back up to 29 free throws today. Was there just a product of the game itself, or were you guys any more focused on getting to the line?
Honestly, we felt like they couldn't guard us off the bounce. So, coach was just telling us to drive, attack, especially when we got in the bonus. That's the green light to attack. And, once I think in the first half we got in the bonus around the 12-minute mark, and that was big for us. And I think the same thing in the second half, and that's really what it was.
Now, with a team like this, it's pretty good on the boards and that. I guess you guys like to run anyway, but was there an extra focus or anything about getting out and running today and up tempo?
I think because we knew that they sent so many, that if we actually got the rebound and the speed that we have, all we had to do to get the rebound, and we like to push it. So I think that kind of motivated our guys to rebound, because they understood that if we actually got the rebound, we got advantages going the other way.
So you guys lose to a Florida Atlantic team yesterday that hadn't won.
Right.
Now you beat a Northeastern team today that hadn't lost. Quite a flip in a span of less than 24 hours. How big, or maybe how important was this win, or could this win be for you going down the road?
It's huge because, they're coming off an NCAA tournament berth. So, they're kind of an experienced team. They had a good player in Walker, who we heard a lot about coming in. But, I think everything happens for a reason. I think the game we lost yesterday kind of motivated us for today. And I can't tell you if we would have won that game yesterday that we would have been motivated to win today, like how we were today. So I just believe that everything happens for a reason. We're still learning. We took the mistakes that we did yesterday and kind of patched that up, and I think that kind of helped us today, just like rebounding, turnovers, things like that, just driving down and actually taking advantage of the bonus when we have it. We're just still learning at the end of the day.
13 turnovers. They got a couple there with pressure at the end. If it wouldn't have been for those, might have been, down around 10, which I guess it'd be a little bit better number. How'd you feel about it out there?
Of course, you don't want to turn the ball over, but I think we did a better job than they did, because I think our pressure made them turn the ball over a lot. And I think that's what we harp on. Of course, we want to clean that up, but I'm glad we was able to come out with the win. It didn't really hurt us that bad, but it's something we have to clean up definitely moving forward.
Well, first of all, I'm very proud of our kids. I think when you take a look at this game and, you look back over the course of the tournament, I thought we had some guys that really stepped up and gave us some production, and we got it from different areas tonight. Northeastern's a very good basketball team, and he does a terrific job coaching them, and, they have the size and they have a style of play, the way that they like to do it. But, you look at it, we only took 10 threes tonight. We were able to do the job in the first half on the boards. We were up 2, and then, of course, we come out in the second half, and I want to say first 5 possessions they may have had 4 offensive rebounds, so we sort of shot ourselves in the foot right there. But, we were able to keep it pretty close. We were out-rebounded by 6, but you take a look in the second half, we only had 6 turnovers. I'd like it to be less than that, around the 10 range, but we did have 13, and I thought we did a pretty good job defensively on them. We were able to bother them some, and they missed some shots, and they shot under 40 from 2 and 18 from 3. Particularly when you have a player like Walker, who's a really good basketball player. He had 21 points, and I don't know if anyone realized he had 21, but he has the ability to get it going. I thought Giovanni had a series there of possessions. We're running some actions for him. And he was able to really take us home there and make some plays down the stretch, but as well as a lot of guys on the team. And so happy for this group. I'm trying to preach to them and continue little steps get you to big steps. This is a good win because that's a good team. That's a team that played in the tournament last year, and I don't know where they'll be this year, but if I had to guess, I'd tell you that'll be a team that'll play in some postseason at the end of the year.
How about the way your kids responded after losing to Florida Atlantic less than 24 hours earlier? They come back and beat a team that went to the tournament last year.
Right. Well, I was talking to Bill at the end of the game there, and I think the one thing, and he hit it on the head about the tournament, is it was 4 teams total, but you had 3 games that were really different styles of play. So you hope that sets you up and gets you prepared, and you learn more about your team. At the end of the day last night, we got kicked on the boards, and it really hurt us, and we fouled unnecessarily. But I talked to the team before the game, and I told them these are the kind of games when you have to be able to come back from having a game like that, a setback, when you want to win, you lose, but can you recover? And I think it's part of the steps of our program continuing to get better, and those kind of wins can do wonders for you in the locker room. And the key will be for this group is now, are we mature enough to now get ready for another game? We're going to play against a team that's a little bit more rested than we are, but do we find a way again to win a basketball game on Tuesday? And I think, that's what you're looking for, and that says a lot about, who this group is.
You mentioned some different styles of play and personnel and so forth like that. Looking at the three-point thing here is they were 4 for 22, and Miami was 2 for 10. So I guess it was not a day for three-point shooters.
Well, there must have been something in the air. We didn't shoot it well, and quite frankly, I'm not sure how many we shot in the second half. We only shot 3. Yeah, I talked about it in the locker room at halftime. I mean, don't fall in love with threes. We're not hitting them. It is what it is, but let's try to get some more things where we're going to the bucket and going downhill and possibly get ourselves to the free throw line. We take 29 free throws, which is a lot better. They take 20, and I think our guys bought into that. But we make, 2 or 3 in the second half. That's a lot better number. We've shot more threes than that in our games, but it wasn't the night for it. But I do like the possessions that we had. I like the shots that we were getting. We went through a lull there in the second half to where I thought their defense was definitely better than our offense for about a 4-minute stretch when we're running down late in the shot clock. We weren't really getting good actions. We seemed a little bit tired, and we just sort of got a little bit out of sorts on our end. I think they were up 7 or 8, but we were able not to let them stretch away from us, and then we just got better and better as the game went on.
Yeah, I was talking to Eric about that a little bit. It seems in this small sample that we have that instead of the long, prolonged scoring droughts, now it seems a little more like some scoring lulls that they're able to kind of get back out of. I don't know if it's a personnel.
Well, let's just hope we can say finally, because I've had enough of scoring droughts these first couple of years. You look back. I mean, we've gone through droughts 6, 7, 8 minutes before in the past. We went through one today, but we're able to find a way to get some points on the board, and it's a matter of breaking out of it. And then we got back to running some different sets and looking for some specific actions. But anytime you can prevent the scoring droughts, you're obviously going to be better. I mean, it's what it is.
After they went up 9 there in the second half, like I told Eric, it seemed like there was a switch flipped or something like that. What did you see specifically that changed on the court that helped you guys wipe out that deficit and then take the lead and hold it?
Well, I thought one, it was more obviously offensively. We sort of started standing still, number one, but like I said earlier, we didn't let them stretch too far away. And then, of course, I thought we were able to start getting downhill and realizing that we needed to drive the ball. I mean, I remember one specific play where Logan drives it and gets inside. And when you start getting moves like that, Rod Mills ends up getting an offensive goaltend. I think LJ did on the play. But now you're starting to get shots that are around the rim. And as you start driving and getting shots around the rim, the one thing about that, it opens up the opportunities to get offensive rebounding because the defense has to respect the drive and they have to come over and help. So now when you're able to get those kind of actions, that helps. And then, of course, Eric hit some big buckets there. And so, we had a couple of guys that really helped us. Haruna gets on a drive. He gets fouled. And then, of course, he goes to the line and he makes free throws. And so it just got to the point to where we were able to get to the free throw line. And our shots, and I haven't looked at the shot chart, but our shots were within 15 to 17 feet. And that's always a lot better.
They had an advantage on rebounds of 6 by the end. However, it did look like, for the most part, you had willing rebounders today that got in there and were willing to go after it. I imagine there was some focus about that coming in.
Well, I mean, the focus was talking about it as much as possible when you have really less than a 24-hour turnaround time. I thought we got some terrific minutes from L.J. Livingston tonight and giving us 5 rebounds. I think he did in 22 minutes. And what do you have, 8 points? Or some? Yeah, he had 8 points. And so, I said to the team in the first half, there were some shots that went, there early in the second half, some shots that went up. The ball goes up, and I only see their guys around the ball. We need to get this changed. We've got to understand we've got to rebound down. Everyone's got to help out. And then more than anything, I thought we had life and we were scrappy from that point on as far as rebounding. At times we don't have a guy that goes up necessarily right now. We've got to get a guy to do it. And I think we have some guys that are capable to just go up, grab a rebound in traffic. But if you don't do that, then you've got a team rebound, and you've got to have a bunch of guys get around the ball. And I thought that happened there in the second half, particularly down the stretch of the game, the last, 10, 11 minutes of the game.
David Walker, he ended up with 21 points, but on 5 of 13 from the field, 9 of 10 from the free throw line. How'd you feel about defending him? He's gone off sometimes for some pretty big numbers. How'd you feel about the overall effort against him?
Well, I'm glad he's gone away from here. We don't have to play him again. He's a really good player. It's interesting. Kid, what is he, from Stowe, Ohio, which I guess is up around the Akron area. But, I'm not sure. I think that's where it is. But he presents problems because if you foul him, he doesn't miss free throws. When he gets around the rim, he's a very good finisher, and he has terrific size for his position. And, of course, he can shoot the basketball. And so anytime you have the ability to shoot the ball deep like that, you're always quicker and more athletic because you draw the defense out. But, we tried to take him out some. We tried to face guard him, not let him get some touches. We just tried to make it hard for him. It shows you what kind of player he is. He still has 21 points. And I don't know if anyone thought that he had 21, but he's still able to affect the game in different ways. But I thought our guys stepped up to the challenge. I don't think he ever really felt comfortable in the game. And we were able to make him shoot a poor percentage from 3-point range. And so we had some guys that were ready for that. I mean, we had multiple guys that ended up guarding him, from Haruna to G to Rod Mills, Willie Moore, all of those guys. And so we had a group effort that did a really nice job with him.
You ended up with 20-10 advantage on bench points. I would think that this year you might be on the positive end of that quite a bit. But with this kind of a team, this kind of a squad, is this the type of squad that's going to give you some more flexibility through the course of the year?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we're certainly going to see that. We're just getting Zach back. So if you go back last week, 13 days ago, Zach's not going in practice all the way yet. He's only going through a couple of different things. The reality is Zach doesn't really have his legs back yet all the way. So now we're also getting Logan back. That sort of changes, what you have. And that's the nice thing about this tournament is it allows you to give some different guys different looks, sort of get a feel for what you have. You hope that these really help set you up for the season. And when you come out of a tournament like this, you're able to look and say, okay, this is some of the things that we saw. These guys have potential to do this, multiple lineups. But I like the mixture we have. Obviously, we have to do a good job of figuring out exactly how to use everyone. But I think you hit it on the head with the flexibility, versatility. And the one thing is, if someone doesn't have it one night, I think at times we certainly will be able to maybe go to someone else and see if they have it going.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep. Thanks.